So my name's Jenny Clark. My dad was unfortunately diagnosed with a brain tumour about 2.5 years ago now, and I've been accessing the counselling and bereavement service. My dad was diagnosed 3 Christmases ago now. It would have been just before Christmas, and the time took us from just before Christmas to sort of mid-January, I think it would have been. I was struggling at work, obviously coming to terms with the diagnosis, and one of my colleagues suggested that I contact the Kirkwood. I am a nurse, so I do know about the hospice, but I didn't realise that the family support services would be there from the point of diagnosis. I assumed, probably as a lot of people do, that it is simply for after somebody passes away. But no, they were there from the moment of diagnosis for me and for the whole family. You know, I found myself in a position where because I was a nurse, I was trying to support every member of my family and do the exact, the things that I felt everybody needed, and not actually looking at myself and what I needed. So it was quite scary. It was quite scary and quite vulnerable to be that person, but I just clicked with Tracy, and she was so easy to talk to. There was no judgment from her at all, and I could just, she's become a friend now. So yeah, it's been really life-changing. Yeah, unfortunately my dad died a year ago yesterday, but from the point of diagnosis, he lived for about 18 months. It was really quite difficult, obviously. Lots of chemotherapy, radiotherapy, in and out of Leeds. He did have major surgery to remove the tumour, which was really successful and gave us an extra few months with him. Yeah. My dad was amazing. He was a teacher. He was a physics teacher, and he was one of those teachers that everybody remembers. He was funny, loud, always dressed up in fancy dress on Children in Need Day, and he was a wonderful man. Tracy was amazing. So we had a bit of a relationship, especially around the period when he was sort of actively dying, where I could just ring her and she would just say, when I could come down, I could book in to see her, or equally, I did have a session booked for the day before he died, actually, and I rang Tracy and I just said, I can't get there today because obviously I needed to be with my dad. She was completely flexible, there was no pressure in anything, and I could just ring her at any point. The skills that Tracy's given me, really, that I used to think I was quite in tune with what was going on, but I've suddenly realised that I really wasn't. And I spent a lot of time trying to bury my feelings and just not recognise them for being there. And with Tracy's help over the past couple of years, I've actually managed now to recognise my feelings and to accept them and to go with them. Some days are really good, some days I can have, some weeks I can have a really good week, and then other times are just really hard. But I'm finally in a position now where I can recognise that and talk to people about it and accept when I do need to have, a quieter day, or equally when I can go out and have fun and enjoy things. And it's not a small thing for me to say, but it really has changed my life. You've got nothing to lose. If it's not for you, you've tried it, and that's okay. You can walk away again, but you don't know until you try. And it really can make such a big difference.